fly guard, it's really important to find where our distance is. Okay, so if our heels come so close to our bottom, it's going to be really hard to extend our leg to sweep. Okay, so there's a little bit of a sweet spot here. When my feet go in, okay, my hands are going to go to the armpits like this, and I'm just going to practice my rocks. And what Jason was saying in the warm-up about not having a flat back and keeping your back arch is really important. So if you think of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, yeah, he walks around like that, so he's always got this arch on his back. Okay, we're just going to practice elevating. All right, so I'm going to rock back and just let the momentum take the hip up. Okay, so when we're sweeping, we need their hip to be up to get a decent sweep. So here, hand position, and rock back, and then rock back up. So hands in the armpits. Okay, Jay's just going to push forward just slightly, just to give me that moment where he can be a ballet dancer. He's fulfilling his dream right now. Okay, so down, back up. Okay, hands back in that position, and again we're just going to elevate the legs up. Try not to do this. Okay, this is the good way of doing things. This is where you get swished. Okay, because all your weight's flat or against the back now, and there's no momentum, there's no roll or rock. We're always looking for that circular Mr. Burns position. Okay, let's give it a go. 1, 2, looking to sweep. Okay, so we just need to slightly change a couple of things, because we don't want to kind of just go all the way sort of over the top of our head. Okay, we can do that in some other throws and things, but for this sweep it's going to be really difficult. Okay, he's also got his hands, so if I try and do the same thing with the intention of trying to sweep, he's going to post his hands out, so he's going to stop my ability to be able to kind of take him over. He can then push backwards, do like a reverse press up to kill that position and start going back into the butterfly position. Okay, so we're going to change our hand position. Alright, so I'm going to slide into wherever my sweet spot is. Okay, and if we're struggling with the sweet spot, we'll come round and have a quick look, and I'm going to go overhook, underhook. Okay, so see how high this hand is? And remember, we've talked about this before, haven't we? With an underhook, I'm not attaching my hand at the moment. It's the opposite to what we learned on Monday. For when we've got someone's weight on top of us, we don't want to encourage more pressure on top of us. We always want to have a little bit of release of that weight by keeping our hand up. Okay, so I'm going to trap the elbow, and as I rock back now, I'm going to rock back over the shoulder. Okay, so as I pull, I rock back over to that shoulder. So my other shoulder's in the air, and you'll see in a sec when I change position. Okay, to finish the sweep, stay nice and tight so I attach. Yep, and then I'm just going to kick my right leg. This one here. Okay, so onto my shoulder, into my side control position. Okay. So you can see the other side. So might going to start out here, so I get used to finding the sweet spot. Okay, scoot in, under over, underhand high. Okay, I'm going to rock back over to the shoulder of the arm I've trapped. This hand stays super high here. This leg kicks. Then into my side control position. Okay, so without Jay, overhook, trapping the elbow, stopping the post hand. Underhook, keeping that high, not applying more pressure on top of me. Rock over to the shoulder, so my legs go up. And last bit, I'm going to kick and go into side control. You can also mount as well. So if you want to go into mount, have a little play at that. But it's that kind of rock back and sweep that we're after today. Give it a go. 1, 2, 3. Underhook arm. A lot of us are doing this. Yeah, so we're holding. It's partly because we did work on this on Monday for some reversals from clinch position and stuff like that. But I can't have this hand down in this position. As soon as this underhook goes in, my hand goes up. Okay, so I already start lifting, and it's a lot easier to encourage myself to go to this direct, to go over to my shoulder. Yeah, if my hand's up in the air like this. If I do this, I'm more likely to start going backwards first. And if I go backwards first, this is where Jake can start sprawling and dragging his weight on top. Yeah, and it's going to be a lot harder to hit the sweep. So keep his hand up, okay? So we're already tilting his body in that direction, okay? The main reason this happens is because I usually say, let's attach. So when people hear attach, they do this. Now I'm really attached to Jay, okay? But it's this, and just keeping your chest close, which is the attachment, not this opposite side hand, okay? Because now as I roll, I can use that hand to shoot as well. So I'm like trying to high five Marie in the back, okay? That's what's going to help, you know, get the finishing position where they end up on the side, okay? So just focus on that underhook arm. Everyone's overhook arm looks really good at the moment, and the hip elevation is looking pretty cool. Let's just get that last bit, all right? Once we need this for the next part as well. Let's make sure when we're rocking that last bit, we are kind of kicking that leg as well, because that's what's going to help finish the sweep off. So we're going to change the hand position slightly. So from a mixed martial arts point of view, there's a couple of things that we need to consider. You know, number one, we're not doing jiu-jitsu, so they may want to stand and get away. So if this person is a striker, if the person is a striker and I don't have any attachments, there's a risk of that person standing up and making me stand up, and now we're back into whatever game they want to play. Okay. The other thing is punching as well. So they may be happy in this position, just really excited about punching me in the face. Okay, so we have to kind of think about those situations as well. The good thing about this, when we slide in and we get this position, we kind of protect our head because it's on the opposite side to the hand where he could hit, but he's potentially going to start punching in the body. So we don't have full control of his arms. There is still the opportunity for that person to hit me. So we're going to look at a double under, which goes into what we call a 5-0 position. Okay, the reason why it's called a 5-0 is a Hawaiian 5-0. So anyone under the age of 35 has absolutely no idea what I'm going on about. So we've got a room full of kids like, what? Oh, it's just called 5-0. Alright, okay. So none of my jokes work at all. Okay, so underhook. And then this time what I want to do is I want to get a gable grip, okay? But you see how my elbows flare out, okay? So if Jay tries to take his arms down, it's a lot more difficult to do it, okay? So, this way. So I'm going to go double underhook, and I might need to creep up first, but I want his elbows flared out, okay? He does have the opportunity to post a little bit, okay? So as I go backwards now, he can potentially post, okay? But as long as I just keep driving to that side, sometimes I can keep going through and finish the sweep even though he's got that opportunity to post. To kill it fully, we need our elbows kind of pointing up to the ceiling. Okay, so when I get my underhook and I'm here, I now flare my elbows out so much that I kind of just sweep the lower part of the body. Okay, so this is definitely a fact-finding mission for you all to find out how tight your shoulders are, how much you can flare your elbows. But underhook, nice and high, yeah, and then just squish in so that the chin's resting on the shoulder. So you might feel a little bit of a whimper, yeah, and then try and hit the sweep. You might not need the same amount of elevation. So here, this is where we can kind of get away with just sweeping the leg over and then switching our hip into the top position. Give it a go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So there is a point where you've got them and you get in a sweep where you might want to just open your hands up and then go palm down. It's a lot easier to now start using the palms to start hitting your attacks and stuff. So your hands if your palms are face down. But if I get my hands underneath here and I get all my weight on top, it is a pretty awful position for Jason, so he's going to be more motivated to start moving. We call that 100 kilos, so anytime you've got the hands trapped around the back like that, after doing a sweep, or even like a takedown that we were talking about on Monday, where we fold the hip and the head, it is one of those where it's in Jay's benefit to try and move because of the position, because I'm putting all my weight, I've got this ball of bone on his back and I'm driving in. I personally open my hands up because I'm never going to tap anyone like that. So if we land and we are like this because I forgot to unhook my hands. What else can I do? Tickle it. With what? Jesus Christ, girl. Holy shit. Okay, we don't listen to my like on that one. Okay. I'm just gonna take my weight off. Yeah. So if all my weight's on top of Jay and I'm on top of Jay, I'm not gonna get my hands out. So I'm just gonna switch my hips and come into low side control, which is then gonna release the pressure on top of my hand. Seems obvious, but what I'm not doing is lifting up, because lifting up is going to create opportunities for them to do what?
Escape, shrimp, elbows in.
Yeah, all of the above. Yeah, they've got all the different options there. Okay, so a couple more goes and then we'll an attack where we're not using an elevation. This is usually because they've done something to defend it. So I'm going to go into my elbow under for a start. Okay, but Jay starts retreating and going backwards. Or I'm not able to kind of get my first initial attachment and his posture's up nice and high. Okay, so what I'm going to do from this position here, okay, I'm going to switch the rule. So say for example Jay goes backwards on his bum, okay, I'm going to switch the rule and now I'm going to attach. Okay, so I'm going to use this hook and I'm going to attach on the shoulder. Okay, I'm going to shrug and bring the hand so it's next to my ear. Okay, and once the hand's in next to my ear, I'm going to squish. Okay. Then from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to slide down, look for the elbow and start creating that pressure. Okay, sometimes you can get submission, sometimes it just creates some other opportunities. Okay, but we're just getting used to kind of finding that straight arm lock, and then we'll change the position where it's a little bit more kind of realistic. So I'm getting to here, Jay may put his head on the inside to kind of head fight a little bit, because remember in wrestling and also in jiu-jitsu, first line of our defense is usually head, hands and then hips. Okay, so if he gets his head into this position, it's going to make it a lot harder, stick your head in there, to now get that elevation and also my attachment. Okay, but this gives me the opportunity to start flaring my elbow up and out. I've got this hook, yeah, I'm just going to take the elbow, yeah, over. If the hand doesn't naturally go towards my ear, attach my ear against the hand and then slide into where the elbow is and then go down into the elbow. Okay, this can hurt quite a bit as well. We're going to change the position as well, because this isn't actually a finishing position, but I just want us to get used to having that attachment and then connecting to the arm. Yeah, I'm going to slide down, so I'm going on the back of the tricep. Yeah, tricep, sorry, it's early. And find that elbow joint. And once I find that elbow joint, that's when I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure against the elbow. Okay, and then we'll look at where we kind of get this from our proper position. All right, do you want to give that a quick go? Don't headbutt each other, but they're personal. A few of us are struggling because people's arms are quite long, but if we make this adjustment, it should make it a little bit easier. So I go into my double, my under position here, J64, head into my chin. As soon as I feel this, I've got two options. I either need to beat his head position, so I need to be able to get the attachment, or I need to accept that I'm probably not going to be able to do this and need to switch. Okay, so my hips, both butt cheeks are on at the moment. Okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to get onto my side. So I'm going to post and get onto my side. So now I'm only on one butt cheek. Okay, still got this hook here for now because I've not started attacking the elbow. But if he does now start driving in, yeah, with that forehead, I can still look to switch and get my sweep if need be. So hook, he puts the forehead in the position. I'm gonna take my hip out, yeah. So I'm on one butt cheek at the moment. Okay, to finish the submission now, flare my elbow up. Okay, and this helps get the elbow into the correct position as well. So the elbow. Look at the point there, Benjamin. That's it. That's where I need to go across. Okay, by flaring that elbow, it's a lot easier to start attacking. Okay, if his elbow's pointing down, yeah, I may need to grab the elbow and roll it so it's facing up. Okay, because we're hyperextending the elbow, we need to pull in the opposite direction to where it normally bends. Okay, so elbow flares up, and then from here I'm just going to slide out a little bit, and then through, attach, and start looking for my submission. Okay? That process of doing this as well is pretty painful. Okay, so you may get some taps from there, but it's when we're over the elbow in this position here, yeah, we're going to get our tap. Okay. With this as well, I don't want people doing it today, but in a fight, it has to go on quick. It has to be, you know, really sort of pulling into it and really going to actually break the elbow in competition. It's very hard to get this as a control thing because the only thing that's stopping the arm from turning is my ear and my elbow flare. Okay, so they're quite easy to beat. But what I really like about this position, we'll talk about in a second, is as I start coming to here, yeah, if I can't finish the sweep, I can start looking to pass the arm across and underneath to take the back, or I can look to stab, yeah, and start looking for other positions. It gives me a few options where I don't have to stay underneath the person. Okay, so adjustment, within a position, yeah, head comes into here, shit, I've lost my attachment, I'm going to scoot my bum out, yeah, and I'm going to start trying to find the shoulder lock from this position, but keeping this hook on the inside. That's the insurance policy. So if they then move the head and start driving forward, we always go back to our sweep if we need to. Okay, give it a go. 1, 2, 3. Remember everything that we've just done to get into that position before we now start looking at something different. So I've gone in, my elbow under, Jay sticks his head in between my attachment. This hand now becomes a grip, okay, because I need to keep him attached, okay, because he's too far away. Get up to my hip, and this is really important, and I stay upright, okay. So even when I'm doing the arm bar and stuff, yeah, I'm still staying upright, so I'm still staying in this sat up position. I'm not kind of extending down, okay. That is where we can get a really tight arm lock, but to be honest with you, it's really difficult to get. So keep my hook, sorry guys, if you guys just scoot over this way so you can see what's going on. Okay, so I'm keeping this into this position. His head's probably still here, okay. His hand is probably going to be pushing my knee down, or it's going to be in a place where I can then grab. So I'm going to go to the elbow, pull. I'm going to start bringing him in using this hook, and then I'm going to place my outside foot onto the knee. I'm not kicking, I'm placing and pushing. Okay, so I'm going to extend my leg, push, and then this next bit is the sweep. Okay, so we've now gone into a different type of sweep where we're taking away one of their points of contact to the floor. Sweeps work because hips go up, or like a table, you take a table leg out. Okay, so when I take a table leg out, yeah, I naturally feel like I'm going to fall over to this side. Alright, and if I start lifting this leg, I'm actually taking 2 table legs out, so that's why you end up going into your sweeping position. So we're still going to go for the arm. Yep, so over under, sticks his head in the way, damn it, this isn't working out very well for me. So I'm going to change my position, scoop, yep, collect the arm, foot onto the knee, I don't kick, I push, and then I'm going to lift the leg at the same time into my mount. Okay, let's just give that a go, and then we will